Hi, I'm Jeff Chenor with the Chenor Real Estate Group, and I wanted to do this video for you today because quite literally, just a few moments ago, we got a notification that here in Broward and in Dade County, the storm that's out there that's threatening the west coast of Florida, up in the Tampa area, has caused Miami and Broward now, nowhere in the cone, mind you, to have hurricane warnings posted. And so that means more likely than not our office will be closed tomorrow and schools might be closed tomorrow. And so what's all this mean when it comes to a real estate transaction? Well, I want to talk about insurance, homeowners insurance. There's a box. There used to be a box. And that box was kind of the fenced-in yard, so to speak, where if there was a storm, inside that box, if you didn't have your homeowner's insurance bound, paid for, then you couldn't close. Now, that would cause a delay, clearly, and what would happen is, you have to understand when you're closing on a new house as a buyer, you have to prepay typically your insurance premium up front. It's called POC, paid outside of closing. And generally a few days before closing, you would write a check to your insurance company paying for the insurance on the house that you're about to close on. That way, when you get the keys to the house is insured. Well, here in South Florida, we of course have hurricanes that come during hurricane season. And so if there was a storm inside that box and you hadn't bound your insurance, well then you couldn't bind your insurance because the storm was in the box, and you had to wait until that storm had left the box before you could pay for your insurance to close on your house. What's all this mean? Well, today, after just speaking with one of my trusted insurance people, giving you accurate information, today that box is kind of a looser definition of where a storm might be. And in fact, carriers are looking at storms approaching the area almost on a county by county basis. Some carriers might choose to go ahead and bind a policy for you in a county where the storm on its projected path may not be projected to hit. And this is new information. It's still very difficult to obtain, and it's not a good idea to try to obtain homeowners insurance for the purchase and closing of a new house when there's a storm threatening your area, especially if you're in that cone. If you're not in the cone, again, apparently these insurance companies are making it on a case-by-case basis. Many carriers are leaving the state because of hurricanes. A lot of carriers are choosing not to write policies while there's a storm because of hurricanes. So you can see that closing on a new house today, with the understanding that you typically pay for your insurance just before closing, it's a good idea to maybe think about binding your insurance a little earlier. You can't bind it weeks in advance, but certainly during hurricane season, ask and trust your real estate agent to guide you as to when the right time might be, with the understanding that if there is a storm in the box, even though the box is kind of loosely defined now, it makes it virtually impossible to close. I hope this information is helpful to you. I hope you found it useful. I hope you were paying attention. This is important stuff. We're going to have more videos all the time about things that impact buyers and sellers in the state of Florida. But this in particular is real-time stuff that's happening today, and I hope you found it useful. I'm Jeff Chenor with the Chenor Real Estate Group. Be safe out there.